Hello and welcome to my first podcast. It's been a long time coming. The technical side that goes into this is crazy. I didn't realise how complicated it was, but here we are. My husband has set it all up for me. So yeah, my podcast is going to be focusing on mental health, on grief, on quite a lot of subjects actually. Some of them are going to be quite controversial topics, conversation starters, with some interesting characters. So I'm quite excited actually. So I'll just do a little brief background. So I first became aware really of mental health and grief when I lost my mum in 2020. She had suffered from breast cancer for 15 years, but yeah, it finally came to a halt and took her away November 2020. However, along her cancer journey, in 2019 was when I had my eyes open about the pharmaceutical industry, and some of the opinions that I had on the pharmaceutical companies before have now differed, and yeah, I'm strongly on the opposed side of the cancer and pharmaceutical industry. So I had my eyes opened in 2019 when my mum's cancer went terminal and spread to her liver, and we were talking to the oncologist. A lot of things were said, and it just made me think there's more, there's got to be more to this. People can't just keep dying of cancer. At this point, we didn't know that eventually it was going to take us so soon. So 18 months later, she passed. When she got her prognosis in October 2020 that she had weeks and months left to live, that didn't sit right with me. So I obviously didn't want her to go. Couldn't believe that was what we were being told. So I went down a lot of rabbit holes and started researching all sorts of things to try and prevent this from happening, prevent from losing her, and trying to keep her alive. What I didn't know at that time was that you do need time to heal your body. And from when we got the prognosis to her death was 4 weeks. So that wasn't enough time for me to learn everything and unlearn everything that I learned my whole life. And then start again with my new research, how to look after your body, how to heal your own body, not to just believe the pharmaceutical companies. Yeah, it is a lot to take in, and we didn't have enough time. So unfortunately, my mum passed in November. But since then, I have carried on researching. I know that I'm not going to bring her back, but for future, and just to look after ourselves and find out more about what we have been told is right when it's actually not. So yeah, that's the sort of things that I'm going to talk about, and that's what's brought me here today. When I lost my mum, I then began my grief journey, which then set me on a road for mental health journey. My mental health plummeted hugely since losing my mum. So that is what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about my tips and tricks on how to get better. I want to help people as well, and I can advise people, but I can just give you what helped me. But since being on this journey, I have learned a lot about myself, a lot about our bodies, a lot about our minds, and what we can do to heal ourselves from within. I've also met a lot of friends along the way who are also on the same journey as me, and they will be joining me on my podcast very soon. So yeah, if any of this interests you, I will be talking more about my mum and my grief journey and my mental health journey in podcasts to come. But yeah, this is just an introduction to welcome you all here, and I hope you stay along for the ride.